Ever pulled up to a gas station in a rental car and realized you have no idea which side the gas tank is on? It's a minor inconvenience, sure, but it highlights a fundamental problem: standardization. Now, imagine that same feeling, but with an electric vehicle. You're on a road trip, your battery's running low, and you pull into a charging station, only to realize your car isn't compatible. This begs the question: can Tesla vehicles be charged at non-Tesla charging stations? That's what we're diving into today. Before we get into the specifics of Tesla and non-Tesla chargers, let's talk about the broader landscape of EV charging. Think of it like different phone chargers. Remember the days when everyone had a different charging port? It was a nightmare. Thankfully, USB-C has become the standard for many devices, making life much easier. The EV world is striving for that same level of standardization, but we're not quite there yet. There are several different types of EV charging connectors in use across the globe. In North America, the two most common are the Combined Charging System, or CCS, and the Tesla Proprietary Connector, which is also sometimes referred to as the North American Charging Standard, or NACS. In Europe, the dominant connector is CCS Type 2. Then there's CHIDMO, a standard primarily used by older Japanese EVs, which is becoming less common. Tesla, from the very beginning, designed its own charging connector. This allowed them to build their supercharger network, a fast and reliable charging infrastructure specifically for Tesla owners. This was a huge advantage for Tesla, especially in the early days of EVs when public charging infrastructure was sparse and unreliable. The supercharger network became a key selling point for Tesla, providing a seamless and convenient charging experience. But this proprietary approach also created a compatibility issue. Tesla vehicles, by default, can only use Tesla superchargers or Tesla wall connectors designed for home charging. So, if you pull up to a non-Tesla charging station, you'll likely find CCS connectors and not the Tesla connector. So, back to our main question: can Teslas charge at non-Tesla stations? The answer is yes, but with an asterisk. Teslas can charge at CCS stations using an adapter. Tesla offers a CCS Combo 1 adapter that allows their vehicles to connect to CCS chargers. This adapter essentially acts as a translator, bridging the gap between the Tesla connector and the CCS connector. This adapter is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Without it, a Tesla owner would be limited to the Tesla charging ecosystem. With it, they gain access to a much wider network of public charging stations. Now, let's talk about the practical implications. Using a CCS adapter is generally straightforward. You simply plug the adapter into your Tesla's charging port, and then plug the CCS connector into the adapter. The car will then communicate with the charging station and begin charging. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, you'll need to purchase the CCS adapters separately. It's not included as standard with Tesla vehicles. Second, charging speeds at non-Tesla stations can vary. While some CCS chargers offer comparable speeds to Tesla superchargers, others are slower. It's important to check the charging station specifications before plugging in. Another important point to consider is location. While the CCS charging network is growing rapidly, it's still not as extensive as the Tesla supercharger network in some areas. If you're planning a long road trip, it's always a good idea to check the availability of both Tesla superchargers and CCS stations along your route. There are apps and websites that can help you locate charging stations and plan your trips accordingly. Now, you might be wondering why Tesla didn't just adopt the CCS standard from the beginning. There are several reasons for this. When Tesla started building its supercharger network, the CCS standard was still in its early stages of development. Tesla needed a reliable and fast charging solution, so they developed their own. Also, Tesla's connector is physically smaller and, in the opinion of many, more elegant than the CCS connector. This allowed them to design charging ports that are less bulky and integrate more seamlessly into their vehicle designs. However, the landscape is changing. Tesla has started including CCS ports on vehicles produced at Gigafactory Shanghai and Berlin for those specific markets. This is because CCS is the standard in those regions. This shows that Tesla is willing to adapt to different regional standards. In North America, Tesla has announced that they will offer vehicles with a native CCS port in the future. This is a significant development and signals a move towards greater standardization in the EV charging space. This would eliminate the need for an adapter for those vehicles, making charging at non-Tesla stations even more convenient. This move by Tesla could have a significant impact on the EV charging industry. It could accelerate the adoption of CCS as the dominant standard in North America. It could also lead to more collaboration between Tesla and other charging network providers. So, what does all of this mean for you as a Tesla owner or potential Tesla buyer? It means that you have more charging options than ever before. With the CCS adapter, you can access a vast network of public charging stations, giving you greater flexibility and peace of mind on long trips. It also means that the future of EV charging is likely to be more standardized. The move towards CCS compatibility is a positive step for the industry as a whole, making EV ownership more convenient and accessible to everyone. To recap, yes, Teslas can charge at non-Tesla charging stations using a CCS adapter. This adapter is a separate purchase. Charging speeds and availability at non-Tesla stations can vary. Tesla is moving towards greater CCS compatibility in the future. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.